Companies that want to change and grow oftentimes send their people away to workshops and seminars only to realize, at best, 15% return on their investment. Said another way, when those people get back to the office, they're lucky if they apply 15% of what they've learned from that workshop or seminar. Also, less than 10% of people who ever buy a self-improvement book or some growth and development program ever get past reading the first chapter of that book, let alone applied what they've gotten out of that book. And it isn't from a lack of information and knowledge that little to no change has ever taken place. But what if you could apply 20%, 30%, 50% or more of that knowledge that you've gotten a hold of? How would your life, your company, be better off today? After all, you've read that book on how to change the amount of time you spend away from your family and those you care about deeply, or you've listened to those CDs that will show you how to convert 70% of those leads into actual sales, or you've attended some workshop or seminar on how to run your business or your life instead of it running you. So you've listened, you've read, you've attended that seminar or workshop in order to change you fill in the blank. Hello everyone, I'm David Libdan, author, speaker, coach of applied resources and knowledge. I work with individuals, leadership, and management teams to help them apply knowledge effectively to create change in order to unlock and realize more potential. Years ago, I heard this statement, and perhaps you've also heard this as well, that knowledge is power. Well, perhaps it is, but wouldn't it be better if someone actually applied that knowledge or that information? After all, you have read, maybe perhaps you've come across some information on that secret recipe on how to make or bake that killer apple pie. Or perhaps you have the know-how on how to build a 100-story office building, or how to make bazillions of dollars by working at home. But until someone actually implements that information or applies that knowledge, it's still only potential. And it's applied knowledge that creates change in order to unlock that potential. You've sat in on all those meetings, or you've had those personal conversations, and all you've been able to achieve is talk. You've talked about changing things, improving things. Or perhaps maybe you even attempted, maybe even several times, to effectively apply that knowledge, and you've gotten some great traction in the beginning, but all that change that you worked so hard for just didn't last. You lost momentum, and resistance to change reared its ugly head, and you encountered some old ways or some stubborn habits that just simply would not go away, and it's back to status quo. So what's getting in the way of change? Why change in the first place? Well, perhaps maybe effectively applying that knowledge would have helped you get out of debt by now, or maybe you would have been able to achieve an increase in more consistent sales and revenue, or by now you would have been able to have launched that new career, that venture that you've been hoping and dreaming for so long. Or perhaps you would have become more effective at managing your time and getting things done. Or perhaps you would have learned how to become more strategic rather than reactionary and constantly reacting and putting fires out all the time. Or perhaps you would have mastered the art of dealing with that difficult customer or that non-compliant employee. Or perhaps you would have, you fill in the blank. So here's the deal. Your ability to effectively apply knowledge goes hand in hand with your ability to overcome resistance to change, and vice versa. So your ability to effectively apply the knowledge that you have or are about to find out will help you overcome resistance to change, or if you effectively overcome change resistance, you'll be able to apply knowledge effectively. Is any of this resonating with you? Well, if so, great, because I've got some great news for you. Because I am so impassioned with people's ability to do something with what they know, I would like to share with you what I've learned from some of the most world-renowned experts in the area of overcoming resistance to change. I have applied some of those proven strategies and gotten some fantastic results, and I'd love to share those results with you. Better yet, I'd love to coach you through those processes. But here's the very first thing you'll need to do to get started. You'll want to access my 3 amazing free videos on how to apply knowledge now to unlock and realize more of your potential. Enter your first name, that's all I need, and your best email so I can grant you access to those free, amazing videos. Now is your time to change. Until then, apply knowledge. Talk to you next time.